Hey, folks! It is me, Lucky Sixes, and you, Hyper G.
Hello, it is me, Hyper G, not you. You're Lucky
Yes,
Sixes.
I'm Lucky Sixes. I did think you were going to just leave me hanging there and just.
I could have done. I could have done.
But
Yeah.
you are not, and we are not on camera because something much more important is the Army Book of the Beast Herds, the first in a mini compilation, I guess you'll say,
Well,
in us
yeah.
getting back to it. We've been promising this for a while,
We
and
really have. I think we promised it in 2024, to be honest.
yes, we did. But now
It's
that
not
the
that
rules are
anymore.
stable for a little bit, we decided to have a look at each army book. We'll go through things fairly quickly. It won't be like massively in depth, but what it will be is where the book is now, what the army does right now, and some little things here and there. What we like about it. Maybe a few comparisons, but not too much. For anybody new coming in, this is great for people. But anybody that's been with Night Phase a while, be nice to firm up where each army book is at this current moment in time.
In our opinion, which of course is of very subjective.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, we hold that disclaimer right from the off with every single video we do. So, you know
Yeah.
what you get with BTG, you get what you get.
Yeah, a non-planned version of it, and really, this is for us as well. We've
Oh
gone
yeah,
through lots of iterations in the last 6 months, so it's nice just to firm up what all the army books actually do.
certainly is. Yeah, and how they interact with the current version of the rules, because
Yeah,
now, like you say, they're stable now. Now's the time to be on it, boys and girls.
exactly. So, without further ado, let's look at the beast herd. So, with every army book, there is a bit of um, fluff that goes with it, which is
Yep.
great.
Like the
Uh,
fluff. Yeah.
this was added a little while ago, so really, really good. Go and take a look at all the fluff and etc. etc. But we go straight onto army model rules and drunkard is the first one. So
Indeed.
this is
Yeah.
a very similar rule to before. Basically, some models in the army book, I think the giant and the centaurs being the main ones here, uh, get the option of being either sober or drunk. Sober giving you light troops vanguard, but can't be scoring,
Yeah. Yeah.
and drunk giving you devastating charge +1, strength AP, fearless, and unruly. Unruly being the uh, disadvantage on checks. What do I mean by that? Maximized
Yeah. You
command
do.
checks, sort of.
Yeah.
So that's the
It's a
first
good
one.
utility, isn't it, to
Yeah,
allow yourself to vary up what you're doing with each unit. Like you don't have to just pick a unit and then say this is their role. Like you could pick a unit and say this is their role, but actually maybe I'll do this role if the battle suits.
yeah,
If
I
if
like
the
this a lot.
matchup suits, I think is probably the better way of saying it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like this a lot for like literally it turns a model into two different things. Like you say, the utility of it is fantastic, but I also like the Vanguard as a mechanic is great for some of the units that are now able to get it through this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Extra
Yeah.
strength AP is always pretty good as well.
Definitely, especially on the charge. Yeah.
Hunting Call always a place, always there. But it's may re-roll ambushes rolls of 1 and 2. That's when you fail an ambush. So Hunting Call
Uh-huh.
basically giving you a better chance of coming on the board, which is always good, as we found out before.
Yeah, and it goes with the characters that you take. So this is an upgrade to the characters, usually general only, I think. But so you'll only find it in like the Wildhorn Chieftain and the Wildhorn Lord. I think I'm just scanning to see if the soothsayers have got it. I don't think they do. But yeah, it just goes onto your characters, and yeah, gives you a better chance of the boys doing what you want them to do.
Yeah. Looted Booze goes well with Drunkard. What do I mean by that? Synergizes with
Well,
Drunkard
it's even
in
more
that,
versatility, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, you can change from sober to drunk. So you basically they haven't drunk yet.
Yeah, yeah, they're a little bit more disciplined or a little bit more useful if they can. Yeah, you're not forced into which one you take. You can change it mid battle because I mean previously I mentioned with the whole drunkard thing is that you're doing it at the start of the battle matchup dependent. If you've got looted booze as an option and you choose to take it, then you can change it mid-battle. So, brilliant. Yeah.
Yep. Next one, pack tactics. Enemies units with this rule, if they're in the enemy's flank or rear, get maximized charges. Great, always been fantastic.
So good, so good. Yeah, love it. Yeah, I think they've always had a version of this, and I think it's the perfect army to have something like this. So, and flank and rear charges are amazing these days. So,
yeah, they are.
Like, they're so good, especially on the units that you'll find this on with rank. Usually,
yeah, exactly. It's going to be a lot of the infantry as well that's going to benefit best at this, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Because a flank charge with a ranked up unit, and it doesn't matter what they've charged into, they're in trouble. Pack tactics, even better.
Yeah, suddenly a 6 just doesn't look that far away, does it?
No. And usually if you're going for a flank charge, unless you're going for broke, you may as well declare it if you've got 6 maximized. So yeah, I love it.
Primal Instinct. This is getting the hatred or the rerolls to hit in the first round of combat, but obviously you get it in that round of combat if you pass a courage check, which is rerolls to hit is amazing.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, it's the rule that pretty much will stamp you into the ground if you're already having a bad day against beast herds.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, it's verging on overpowered in terms of its effectiveness. Like it's so good being able to reroll to hit.
Yeah.
So good as a general game mechanic. But of course, beast herd players will immediately shout me down and say, well, there's other things that make it not OP, and I don't disagree. It's good to have it in an army and beast herds fit. But yeah, it's really powerful, really powerful.
Yeah. And obviously, being a courage test now it makes it all the more reliable.
Yeah, the whole command test thing. Yeah, gripe. But we're past that. So.
We're past that at least. But yeah, and being back to this makes it pretty good rule. It's like an auto spell basically. Moving on to Beast Axe, +2 defense, +1 strength, +1 AP, agility 0. It's a bit of a all in one sort of weapon.
Yeah, it's a one-handed halberd with an extra defense, but also great weaponish. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one, but why not? Why not give them a unique weapon? So I don't mind it being there.
Typically, beast herds don't have the highest of offensive defensive, so anything that buffs that is always good.
Yeah.
Moving on to the totems, and for anybody that doesn't know, this is a special type of bound spell from the lore, which is akin to beast herds only.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think these actual totems, in terms of their effects, have changed in a long time. Like many iterations of Ninth Age and the Beast Herds rule, and I think they're really great. I think they're a fantastic part of the book. They're really powerful, usually because not many spells will give you both effects in one go. Like nowadays that they've taken out not overcasting, I don't mean that, but it used to be a time when spells did 2 effects from the main laws. Now they tend to only do 1 effect. These totems, they still do 2 effects, and often the 2 effects aren't actually related to one another.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
In a weird way.
No, they're really good.
I like it.
You get 2 versions of it. You can either have the normal totem bearer, which affects its own unit, or the greater totem bearer, which are normally a character with a range of 18 inches. So that's the 2 types of things. I think they're really good in terms of the actual spells as well, given that they are 3+ to cast.
So easy to cast. I mean,
which not all bound spells are.
No, definitely not. I mean, I don't. Can you do a bound spell on 1 dice? I might check that. I don't remember. But you're never going to do more than 2 unless you really want to power it through. So
yeah, minimum use of spells is 2, isn't it?
I thought so when I said it, to be honest. So yeah.
But no model can be affected by more than 1 totem spell simultaneously. So only the most recent one. So arguably, it might not be the best use if you've just got totems instead of totems and magic. But worth knowing that only 1 at a time per unit. But obviously, you could cast all 4 on 4 different units and have a whale of a time.
Yeah, I mean, that's so good. And you're absolutely right about 2 dice minimum casting, by the way. Just double check.
Good. I sounded confident, but in my head I wasn't.
I mean, it's all good.
Yeah. The types are +1 armor and distracting, +1 attack, +2 AP, hard target, magic resistance 3, +2 charisma, and +3 agility. I will leave it to the comments.
Charisma.
Did I say charisma? Oh,
you said charisma.
You can tell I've been playing
D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons on my party. But yes, charge and agility. So I'll leave it to the comments though to say which one's the best.
Yeah, I mean, I think Clouded Eye, the hard target and magic resistance, is probably the least seen. So probably easy worst. But the other 3 incredible.
Yeah, everyone loves charisma, so my vote goes for that. Moving on to magic items, and we have my beloved Hawthorne Curse. I love this one. It's a thrown weapon. You can use 18 inches or a lance, essentially. Love it. Absolutely love it. Can't ambush with it though. Worth noting.
Oh, okay.
If you put this on something, it can't ambush.
Right.
Ancestral carvings, a weapon, +2 attack, +2 strength, +2 AP, and distracting on the soothsayers. I think. Yeah. So
it makes your soothsayer a bit fighty, and I like that.
Yeah, and a lot of the time you're going to have
of an infantry unit and be fine with it.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of units that are going to want to fight. So this is for that reason. Quite a lot of weapons. We've got Fatal Folly for each melee attack. The wielder rolls a hit of 1. The wielder must perform a standard melee attack at the end of the agility step. So basically, if your opponent rolls 1s to hit, you get to attack him for that many times extra.
Yeah. It's one of those where you'll definitely remember because it's your opponent rolling 1s. If it was you rolling 1s and you had to hit yourself, it's very easy to forget that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll be watching for the 1s.
Yeah. Interestingly, that's only on a beast axe as well, so that might factor into some of those with the +2 defense. Might help a bit. I don't know. Twin Hunger, lethal strike on paired weapons, always good. And you can recover some stuff.
Yeah, quite unique actually, but cool.
Moving on to armor. We have Agor's Affliction.
Agor's it's been around for a while, hasn't it? Agor's, and it's very popular. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It is metal armor though, so worth noting for that. There are a few little rules like lightning attacks, etc., that and dangerous terrains, I think, that interact with metal armor, as well as some spells, I think. But yeah, +1 res and regen 4 up, perfect.
Very good. Yeah. I think it's it goes very well with giving characters options to take it. So it.
Tricks is coming, given resistance
is your normal one, isn't it? But this one gives you a second option. So
Tricks is coming for gives you resistance. Now I'm not sure whether that gives you resistance to shooting as well. I presume it does.
Yeah, just resistance generally.
Yeah. Generally resistant. And wild form, this has been around in a few different iterations, but currently it is -1 res, +1 strength, +1 AP, or the other way around, +1 res, -1 strength, +1 AP. So during a round of combat, utility again, that word.
Yep, very good.
On the shield, you could get a afflict, -1 agility, so that's making anybody in base contact with you -1 agility, which is always good.
Yeah, I think that's
15 points.
Based on the fact that we had a previous item in the Trickster's Cunning with resistance, these are all like a couple of special rules that have added their way into the reference manual that are relatively new to 9th Age as a whole.
Yeah.
Like Afflict is one that a lot of units had an effect that did it, but it had to be described in more words in each book.
Yes, yeah.
Now they're all like rules in the reference manual, and resistance is one, for example, Afflict is another, and what's in brackets usually defines them. So I think it's a lot more streamlined that they can do this sort of thing.
Yeah. Banner of the Wild Herd. This has been around for a while. Again, it's changed ever so slightly, but I think it does the same thing, if I'm honest. It's Model parts with Wildhorn get their strength set to 4 and AP set to 1. Used to be just +1 strength and AP. So I think for the most part that'll do the same. There'll be a couple of things where that'll change, but yeah.
I guess you just can't follow up with an extra Awaken the Beast to make it +1 strength for both, really. You're just going to be set to 4, which is still very good because you just won't cast the spell on top of it or whatever on top of it. So
and it's use once only as well. So once you've done this, go back to the
exactly.
spells later on. Pillager icon. So everyone within 12 gains Vanguard. So that's obviously at the start of after deployment as well. So it has some deployment shenanigans there.
It's your Mario Kart list, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Crown of Madness giving First Strike Stubborn, which is very nice for infantry-based lists, I think, and Unruly, which is good. But all units entirely with Unruly gain within the range of Commanding Presence gain First Strike Stubborn as well. So if you have some Unruly things, so yeah, I imagine that's Minotaurs and things like that.
Yeah, maybe, and we'll see later whether they've got Unruly. You know better than I do.
Yeah, look out for the Unruly rule for that item, if that's one you want. Horn of Brag. This is a fairly new one. Brag.
Oh, yeah, but Dying Blow, another one of those rules that's relatively new. And Fury is the old battle focus, for those wondering. But yes, both very good rules, and I think that's pretty cheap for 40 points, to be honest.
Yeah, infantry only as well. I have Dominance, giving Distracting 2 against beasts and mounts. So basically, any dragons against you.
Yeah, I mean, Distracting used to be just a hard -1 to hit, didn't it? But interesting now that they've been able to expand that to having a number to it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. You distract the mounts to stop you hitting you, which is really cool. Rain Agur Brew is a name for, it used to be called Dart Rain and things like this, I think. But use once only. If the bearer is on the battlefield, this item is automatically activated at the start of the first game turn. That's because people forgot about it. All ranged attacks suffer -1 to hit. So there you go.
Yeah, really cool.
Protection against shooting, which B-sets desperately need.
Just want to say about the Eye Dominance, going back ever so slightly with Distracting. Distracting is capped at a maximum of hitting on a 5, by the way. So, like, even though it's Distracting 2, like, you would still have to have an opponent that was hitting on 3s to go up to 5. Sure. You can never have it more than 5. So, yeah, just to follow up on that. But yeah, all good.
Yeah. And lastly, Seed of the Dark Forest. So again, you get a forest, which is great. Units entirely with Pack Tactics can treat it as part of their deployment zone, so you can deploy in it. It has to be on your half of the board, I believe.
And touching your deployment zone,
yeah. And units that start the game in contact with this cannot declare a charge in the first player turn. So it's basically a kind of scout-like thing. But no longer any sort of magical things around it. It's just an extra forest that... and you, for the most part, are Strider Forest. So might help out there.
Yeah, I mean... It's like a little bit of a positioning tool, really, and forests generally might be a problem for certain armies. Like, I mean, it's not really a factor for the book reviews that we're doing, but the Strider banner is now Stalker Standard is now probably the most popular item in the game right now. So units that don't have it, I mean, not necessarily always forests, but having an extra forest that you can cause problems to your opponent with, always going to be good.
Yeah, we won't go through the shared magic items other than just to show you on the screen if you want to have a look at what they have available. Spell Scroll Gravel Storm is one that I'll sort of mention, though, in that most armies have the option of getting a bound spell within that sort of section as well.
Yeah. And Gravel Storm's all right. I mean, it's a missile. Well, it's not a missile, actually. I say it's a missile. It's a damage spell, which is why I automatically said missile.
Yeah, sure.
2d3 plus 1 hits with strength 3 AP 1 magical attacks.
It's okay. But
and it gets better against light troops. So, I mean, it's kind of like the ranged damage in Druidism, as far as I can tell. So
Yeah.
it's all right.
Cool. Moving on then. So we've done all that business. The hereditary spell, Echoes of the Dark Forest. So you get the target gains Fearless, a 5-inch magical move, which obviously if you march can be 10-inch as well, which is good. And can target units in ambush, and the ambushers will enter the battlefield
Yeah.
straight away,
That's cool.
which is cool. So you can do it during the magic phase, which is interesting.
Oh, yeah. So if you failed your ambush roll on that turn that you really needed them to turn up, just bring them in.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it works. I don't think there's anything stopping you if you failed an ambush turn.
Yeah.
Whether that's the thing. But yeah, really cool. So, again, multi-purpose, magical move, which is always good. Going down to the characters then, Wildhorn Lord is Beefcake, strength 5, AP2 base, off defensive 6, 4 attacks, discipline 9, your pack tactics for a strider. This is your Beefcake infantry dude.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting to me that they've stayed at discipline 9. I mean, a lot of people would say some people have to. The people who don't play beast herds would have an issue, but then of course speaking from my own perspective, the Warlord stayed at 9 as well. So it's a weird one. I'm probably raising a point that I don't really have much credence with, but
yeah.
yeah, he's tough and he'd be a good leader. And what's the item that allows you to take your leadership bubble, your commanding presence, 18 inches nowadays? What's that called? Scanning.
That's not an item. I think that's a
Battle line
ability.
hero. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Yeah. On your general, you can take it to make your commanding presence 18 inches.
Yeah.
It's
Which happens a
almost
lot
essential
with this.
for beast herds because of the primal fury. That rule. The fact that you need to be passing your tests to be re-rolling your hit. Primal instinct, I should say. This goes with that superbly. So yeah, having a 9 discipline general
For sure.
that's what you want.
Yeah, it got his only real mount options are the chariots, but otherwise, it's bog standard. So we'll move on.
He's already a beast. He doesn't need to ride one.
Yeah. The chieftain is virtually exactly the same with a little bit less stats.
Less of everything. Yeah, they've got the old captain and attach rule as well, which is an interesting mechanic these days that allows your unit to use the discipline of the character that's with them, even if their general's not nearby, effectively. So it's like mini bubbles going on within units, which I think is a good addition to the game generally. But you often find a lesser character underneath the main lord who has something like that.
This guy can be Great Totem Bearer if you want, and the BSB, but otherwise is a lesser version of the previous.
Indeed.
Susya starts off as a apprentice, can be updated to adept and master. If he's a master, can have extra items, and can be a chariot. The only other thing to speak of is the blood offering rule.
Yeah. Reroll failed panic tests at the cost of inflicting 1 wound with no saves of any kind on a character with allowed on a character. Okay. You have to do it on a character. Okay.
So, and as the previous two didn't have blood offering, it would likely be a soothsayer.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
They offer their blood to the gods, clearly. But yeah, that's a really
very
cool
nice.
rule.
Yeah.
Potentially meaning you don't necessarily need a BSB, but it's a bit of a risky tactic. That, however, if you did put like Fatal Folly on him, maybe one where you regain wounds. Is it that one?
Yeah.
Or is it the Lethal Strike one? Might be Twin Hungers,
no.
actually.
Yes, Twin Hungers is the one where you can recover.
So that could be a cool little combo, although he's not overly killy.
No, but you do give him paired weapons in doing so, because that's what you can take that item on. So you make him a little bit more killy with an extra
3
attack.
attacks with Lethal Strike. Not terrible.
It'd only be 2, wouldn't it? I think, unless it's Twin Hungers an extra attack.
Oh yeah, don't know. Anyway,
only 1.
Moving on. Susya. So that's the big rule for him. Centaur Chieftain. and the Centaur Chieftain has the drunkard and looted booze rules, which you mentioned
Sure.
earlier. So it can change throughout the battle from being sober to drunk. So he can go from having Vanguard, then you pop it and he gets +1 strength, which is great.
Yeah, very cool.
Can be a great totem bearer. Obviously can't be mounted because he's Centaurid. And metal armor and the little descriptions. Has primal instinct and is a quick little chappy.
Indeed, it's probably. I mean, it's been a feature of the other characters as well, but now's as good a time as any to mention the introduction of the keywords on those lines, like Centaurid and metal armor. Ninth Age hasn't really had like a keyword system. A lot of games do have it, but now it's been introduced, and it kind of means that rather than referring to a long list of units individually, you can just say every unit with Centauroid is affected by this, or whatever. And I think that tidies up the game nicely and is a good addition. So just to mention that.
Yep. On to I want to say the last character choice in the Minotaur Warlord, or we might have a lesser version of him actually.
Chieftain as well.
Yeah, so this is the general. If you want to be a Minotaur, he's a real beefcake at 5 attack, strength 6, AP3. Has Fury, impact hits D3, Fearless, Frenzy, Light Troops, Strider. Otherwise, is as you see him. Obviously, you can be tooled up however you like. But yeah, beefcake.
Yeah, I mean, where the Lord was someone that you could mold into the killing machine that you want to, use for your army, the Minotaurs are they're just monsters. Here they are. There you go. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. All good. And Frenzy isn't nearly as restricting as it used to be in terms of your actual charging, and triggering. Now it's just that you have to pursue after you've fought.
Yeah. So you've got to be careful about the overrun.
You have to be careful. Yeah.
Is it have to pursue, or do you have to pursue and overrun?
You have to pursue.
So if you destroy the unit, they're all right.
Yeah, because there's nothing to pursue.
Yeah.
Oh no, it says including overrun. Sorry.
Okay. So it is both. So
include overrun.
You're gonna just keep going forwards with Minotaurs. That is a potential weakness for them.
Yes, because you might lose a turn if the opponent throws something at you that you have to charge. You might lose a turn overrunning or pursuing, and then be out of position. Yeah.
And that will, as we see in the Minotaur Chieftain, it's exactly the same in terms of rules and stuff. So it's going to be the same with the Minotaurs as well. Minotaur Chieftain just having the option of Battle Standard Bearer and Great Totem Bearer as well.
All that jazz, yeah. I mean, those two characters are very much the Mr. and Mrs. Mino that Kev has made famous in the UK, isn't it? So.
Absolutely. On to the mounts, and we won't go too much into these because we'll see them as options. We've got the Raiding Chariot and the Razor Tusk Chariot. The second one
it's probably an an army book that you don't have a lot of mounts because, like I say, they're all beasts as they are.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, the Razor Tusk being the
hunting horn, weren't you?
Yeah. The Razor Tusk being the buffed up one, you get extra res, is it? So extra res. Well, potentially anyway.
A few extra bits here and there. It's
HP.
just a bit tougher.
And then, as you say, hunting horn, which is not charisma, it's an extra charge for everyone within 6 inches. So it's very, very good on that front.
Yeah, I mean, I think most Beast Herds armies that are interested in charging, and who wouldn't, will find a Razor Tusk Chariot in there somewhere. So
onto core, and we've got the staple, the Wildhorn Herd, and their pack tactics. So for some of the items and in terms of charging, this is a unit that will get the maximised charge range in the flank and rear. Can ambush with 30 models, but can go up to 50 otherwise. Lots of options in terms of weapons and things, and can have a totem bearer as well.
I think they're just a really good core unit. That the fact that they can go up to 50 models, because nowadays ranks are king. is amazing. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
like you can actually genuinely consider just taking 50 of these and putting them 5 wide, 10 deep, and just go, here's my big unit of wild horns, deal with it. So yeah, I mean the pressing of ranks and giving them +1 to wound, because they've got AP 0 unless they're taking a weapon that gives them AP, and I don't think they've got any choices for them actually. They're going to struggle against armor, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is the one, especially with the wild horn keyword. This is the one that's going to have that banner most likely.
Yes,
For the strength 4 AP1 being set to
yeah,
that. So, and obviously you have the spells as well that go with it. So yeah.
yeah, a solid, nice choice in core.
Yeah, mongrel herds. So the cheaper, not so resilient chaps can also have ambush, and they can go, I presume, up to 50 ambushes.
Yeah, no reason why not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, providing it's within your army.
Oh no,
limits,
it's
of course.
so AP ambush predators.
Oh yeah, changes to 40
changes 20
maximum.
to 40. So yeah, it's still pretty big in terms of the
Yeah,
max size. But otherwise, again, pack tactics, Strider Forest, like everything, Primal Instinct, come with your shield as basic. Likely to see spears on these guys, but otherwise,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably say it a fair few times whenever we encounter spears. Just take them.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Spears are the
unless of
best.
course you really need parry, but
Yeah.
usually spears are a good
But
play.
yeah, definitely a bunker. Can sometimes be a bunker for soothsayers as well. But yeah, Mongol Raiders. These are the shooting guys in a very not shooty army. You have a bow 4+ on these guys. Don't rely on it. This really is just a bunker. But yeah, it's can be ambushed. They got the paired weapons as well, so they're almost like your ninja mongrels, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just looking at you're saying using them as a bunker, but the Soothsayer is 25 mil base, and both the mongrel types are 20 mil base.
Sure.
So they do just sit on the side, do they? I mean,
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
that seems a little bit of a dated thing to have units sitting on the side these days, but I suppose, yeah, like you say, what else are these raiders going to do?
Absolutely,
So,
yeah, yeah. So yeah, hard target, which is nice, but yeah, wouldn't worry too much. I haven't seen many of these go bigger than the 10
no,
needed.
definitely
So
not.
yeah, the minimum size. But yeah, on to special kind of. We go on
Kind
to
of.
feral hounds, and you
Hmm.
can take them as core if you take 8, but if you take
Yep.
just 5, they count as special. But either way, that's the profile for them. Insignificant, so don't cause panic. Although, what does now? Panic's not
Yeah.
here anymore, is it?
Well, it kind of is. No, yeah, it's a good point because there's no proximity panic. Is the
Yeah,
thing, isn't it? So yeah, I'll have a little look at
yeah, yeah.
insignificant and see what's
Otherwise, still
all
as
about.
they have Vanguard, pack tactics. They're interesting. The Hounds, along most of the army books, are an interesting thought now. In that they have 2 attacks each, and
Mm,
have because they're height 2, I believe. Oh no, they're height 1. Okay, but yeah, it can be little mini missiles, especially with the AP1.
yeah.
So there's a bit of multi-use there, but essentially a lot of people just use these for chaff.
Yes. I mean, if you get them in the flank of something, that AP1 or something, and the 2
Yeah,
attacks could cause a real issue.
yeah,
Looking at the insignificant, yeah, you're right that there's no proximity panic in that sense. But you could still have this unit flee through someone of
right,
your own
yeah,
unit,
sure,
and then it wouldn't cause a panic unless they've got insignificant.
yeah,
So
okay.
that's the only time. So
These
insignificant
guys,
is probably not quite as impactful as it used to be, but still.
yeah, these guys have unruly as well, so they're really not that reliable. But yeah, as I
No.
say, can be the chaff you need. But be sure to, if they are being used as chaff, especially against some bigger stuff, make sure they're in your leadership range, especially when it comes to
Yeah.
terror. Very
Yeah.
important. Been caught out
Mm,
many a time because of that. And
yeah.
so something to think about there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we come on to probably one of the biggest winners of 3.0 for the Beast Herds, the Longhorn Herd.
Longhorn herds, yeah. I mean, I played against a couple of well, with Luke with his Longhorn herd army recently, and yeah, they're just solid.
Yeah,
You
so
know, they can do damage to you. They can take numbers. They can take ranks. They can put the characters in there to get an extra synergy in. They're just
absolutely.
good. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Either have the option of halberd or great weapon, so either strength 5 or strength 6. They've got the pack tactics for that extra charge, re-rolling stuff, and have bodyguard, Wildhorn Chieftain, and Warlord, which gives them stubborn, I think, or does bodyguard give them no negatives in combat?
I'll have a look at bodyguard. Bear
Yeah,
with.
but otherwise, I mean, can ambush as well. Can have a totem bearer, obviously the banner enchantment as well. They have the wild horn thing, so I mean, you could put the banner on them, but they're already strength 4 AP1. This is a bit silly. But yeah, so these are being where infantry is in the game. These are a pretty strong unit within the Beast Herd army book.
Yeah, so it does give them a character that's with them, the ones in brackets, I imagine, gain stubborn, and then the unit counts as steady and solid for the purposes of break tests.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
in terms of
pretty
that,
cool.
don't take any negative modifiers.
No, correct,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Minotaurs, and this is something we obviously spoke to about earlier. Unruly and frenzy being their big negatives, but they have some attacks coming at you, and are quite devastating in the right situation. Fury, impact hits, primal instinct, strength 5, AP2, 3 attacks at least. You arguably take shields on them to give a bit of defense, but any of those options can be devastating in the right situation, and have the option of totem bearer and banner enchantment.
Yeah, yeah. They're just brutal, aren't they? Really.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
wrecking
I do kind
machines.
of, I do kind of miss the whole gain an extra attack every round of combat thing, but that's long gone. So,
Yeah, yes, well, yeah. But yeah, I mean, paired weapons on these. They're height 3 as well, so their backups have 3 attacks coming at you as well.
yep,
Just some big wrecking balls. Point them at your
yeah,
opponent with all the bonuses to like charge, range, and things like that available with spells and items and things. These are pretty good for just mincing the opposition.
absolutely. And it's good to, they're one of these units that has, I'll say suffered. I don't really mean suffered too badly, but a lot of the height 3 stuff have lost its stomp at the end of the day. These guys have still got impact hits, or well,
Yeah,
one, and that will just mean that they're still decent, because a lot of height 3 stuff did lose stomp, and yeah, sometimes they just feel a little less powerful, but with
yeah,
impact hit
yeah,
on these guys, they can still do what they need to do.
absolutely. On centaurs as well. These are the Centaurid
Mm,
keywords. They have the drunkard as well, so they're either sober or thing. They don't have looted booze as a unit,
no, no.
but do have Strider Forest, Swift Stride, 5 up armor, 2 attacks each, strength 4, AP1. Can have great weapons, light lance, paired weapons, so for whatever you choose. Can ambush, and the totem bearer. So these are your quick models that charge 8. And arguably can be light trips as well, so it can be quite a good throw-in weapon unit. We've seen them used quite a lot. Craig, uh, the retired
Who?
Craig, should we say, used to use these quite regularly.
No, he's never played 3.0 in his life.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, so yeah, a bit of a utility unit depending on what you want in your army.
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of the throwing weapons thing being a thing, but also I don't think they're really probably the most lethal example of the throwing weapons thing. But at the same time, centers have been ups and downs all over the place in the last 6 months,
Yeah,
and yeah, this iteration is just still decent,
yeah.
and having the armor is so good. So,
Yeah. So,
I mean,
with it being such a utility unit, we'll ask the viewers how best do you use a centaur? Unlike the Minotaurs, who we obviously all know are just wrecking machines, just go in and chew up as much as they can throughout the battle. How do you
yeah,
use a centaur? That's a
get a
big
totem
question.
on them, and they're just gonna kill stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. On to raiding chariots, and this is another unit that can be a core unit if used in models or 3 models together.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anyone take a single or even 2 raiding chariots, to be honest. I've only ever seen them come in 3s, so I'm not really sure why they wouldn't just make it 3 models, really.
It's
But
pretty
yeah,
impressive to be able to use these in core. Pack a punch on the charge.
yeah. I mean, the only thing they're missing is scoring, and thank goodness.
Yeah.
They've never had it, for the record, I don't think. They're just such a good choice.
Yeah, for what it's worth, you can only put characters on raiding chariots with them, so they can't have any other type of chariot, which is the Razor Tusk, which we're getting onto. But Strider Forest is great for them, as well as the Devastating Charge plus 1 strength AP on the mount, on the Grunter.
Very cool.
Which is quite a nice little thing.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, like it.
But otherwise,
interesting they got Longhorn crew on them as opposed to anything else.
Yeah,
you have a couple of Longhorns in core by the end of it. So
I know. Yeah, look at this.
So,
have you ever used 1, or even more impressively, just 2?
I think that would be more impressive. Yeah.
If you've used you ever used 2 raiding chariots as a unit? Let us know. Razor Tusk Herd. So the herd itself, quite impressively on the charge, has strength 6 AP3, and I have seen these being fought with 4 attacks each. I have seen these used in huge units and like double, 2 lots of 9, for example, to really scare some people. Because with a charge of 7, and as I said, all the ways to buff the charge, they can be pretty devastating as well.
I think so. Yeah. I like them. I mean, go 5 wide, and I've 2 ranks of 5.
Absolutely.
Because you're not really worried about like what comes back at you because you haven't got any armor. Res 5 is literally the only defense you've got, so you may as well just go all for the kill. And I guess their agility is an issue, but that's where you need to deal with it in other ways.
So. The thing to remember with these guys is they don't have the primal instinct as base as well, so they are just they are really just beasts running around. But there's definitely a place for these guys.
Definitely, yeah. Used well, they can really do stuff.
Yeah. The Razor Tusk Chariot, the second type of chariot here, and this is the hunting horn being the big plus of this, especially being able to come from special, just as a not your character allowance. Having a 1 or a couple of these around your army spread across can be pretty good for getting in your units into combat.
Yeah, 100%. No, I like it. They've got charisma 2.
Charisma 2 as well. That's always good. But yes, onto the Briar Beast. This is probably one of the least shown units. I
think it's still definitely a candidate for the wooden spoon competition. I really haven't seen these used. Considering that massive block of text they've got for special rules or model rules.
Yeah.
I don't know what they could really do to make these guys more usable. I suppose the fact that they're single models is very useful. And Sleeper is a nice rule to mean that you can just choose whether or not he's coming in or not. I don't know. I think there's just better options at the moment and has been for a while. So,
I mean, 5 HP, so it's gained a HP in more recent times. Random movement can always be a pain in the bum to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, maybe just I mean, D6 plus 1 attacks. It can either be very, very good or not good at all. So
absolutely. So let's know how you use these best as well.
Yeah. How successful have you been taking lots of Briar Beasts?
Gargoyles are your absolute amazing flying hard target chaff. But still, again, with 2 attacks, strength 4, AP 1, can with a decent magic phase, can catch a few people out. Primal instinct
and distracting as well. So that, even if what you're going at doesn't die, these could be a real problem.
This is something that I really like.
Incredible. So
that I think this book does, like say with the dogs as well, and with a few different things, is that things that can be chaff can also catch, again, right place, right time. But I mean, not a lot of the time you're flying chaff as sometimes your war machine hunters. These would destroy a war machine.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Really good. Yeah,
So
I mean,
hard target and distracted on the charge is a nice little extras as well to really think about whether they can. And Res 4 for a chaff is never a thing to sniff at.
no. Yeah, I think the fact that chaff isn't only chaff now is a theme that we're going to see quite a lot, and I think it's good. It's good. It gives them a chance to do well, even in a matchup that you don't need to block your enemy. So
yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And moving on to Terrors of the Wild, the big thing that the people that play Beast Herds really want to see is all this stuff. So starting with the Cyclops, the hurl attack shooting option of the big Gribblies, the Cyclops. So it has Terror. It has an Aegis 5-up as well as Magic Resistance 3 in terms of defense, HP 6, Res 5, but also interestingly for me, Divine attacks, which obviously are that much better nowadays.
Yeah, I mean that just turns off Aegis full stop, doesn't it? Now,
yeah,
is that right?
Yeah.
I mean the hurl attack's pretty good as well. Looking at it,
yes.
Anything with multiple wounds on is really nice.
It's your standard sort of stats for a rock thrower or stone thrower.
Yeah.
Aim 4-up. It can obviously move on the map, move and shoot, but you still obviously get the quick to fire. So yeah, that's pretty good. It sounds quick to fire.
Oh, even better. Yeah.
So you don't suffer the -1. You're likely to only be hitting on a 5 because of long range, because it doesn't have accurate, I don't think. Unless artillery as a rule has taken that away.
No, it doesn't take away long range. It does take away cover.
Right, yeah, sure.
So, yeah.
But the shot itself has divine attacks as well. So I mean, I've seen people run 3 lots of Cyclops as well. So before, I don't know whether that is allowed now, but yeah.
Rarity uncommon, think so. I mean, I haven't got the brain capacity to work out the maths on that, but I think uncommon
340 times 3, 1002. Yeah, sure. I'm sure it's fine.
I think isn't extraordinary one of a kind. Rare is 2, and uncommon is the next one. So in theory,
so
I'm sure Beast Herds players can tell us if we're wrong, but I think you can still.
Yeah, well, speaking of rare, we have the Gortax. So this can only have a couple of them. And 420, it's not as expensive as it's been before. 6 HP, Res 7, which is really cool. As well as 6 attacks at Strength 6, AP 3. Fury, so any 6s continue on. Stomp attacks D6, Impact hits D6, Lethal Strike. Get it into combat, as we all know with this thing, and it just wrecks face.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, I meant to mention Fury in regards to Primal Instinct. It's not only re-rolling to hit is awesome as it is, but when you're hitting those 6s and getting Fury out of it, and this is like one of the a couple of units that benefits from Fury in the Beast Herds book. Yeah, you can soon be, like they'll go into combat with 6 attacks, and they'll come out having done like 12 wounds to you.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely deadly. I mean, strength from flesh adds to that potentially. That's how you get to your 12 wounds.
Yeah.
If you roll a few 6s, not only are they going through, so yeah, can slice through butter. This thing.
Yeah. Interestingly as well, armor 2, so it has a 5-up armor.
Where's that come from?
Yeah, that's kind of a newish addition to it. In the
how long's it been Red 7?
Yeah. So small arms fire, always going to be wounded on 6s anyway, so that's only going to really matter in combat, but that is great. But the 5-up armor does give you a chance to save some of them as well. So yeah, the Gortax may be back in business. We'll see.
Maybe. Yeah, about time if it is. About time, I say.
Jabberwock.
Yeah, I mean this one's always been a bit of a weird one, hasn't it, with the Aura Madness stuff. But the fact that you're taking discipline away is a horrible thing for your opponent to deal with, especially if they really, really need it at any given time. So I mean, it's cheap enough to take, I think. I mean, breath attacks aren't quite as good as they were once in 3.0, and that was like made it an auto take for that brief period of time.
It did. For an AP2 breath attack that you could do every single turn, it was amazing. Now that it's not every turn, I mean, it does have poison attacks, I guess. I think this is just not quite sure where it wants to be at the minute. I'm not sure too much where this.
I would say though, it's a very cheap monster for 270 points.
Yeah,
like a Res 5 4-up armor save, 5 HP monster. It's pretty cheap for what it does. But I think a little bit like the Briar Beast. Step up from the Briar Beast, but still, it might just struggle in the fact that other units are better in the book. So there you go.
Yeah, agreed. And lastly, the Giant of the Beasts. I'll try and get all of the stuff on the page, but so a lot of there's about 4 or 5 armies that have a giant option. And this one, Giant Sea Giant Do, is the rule for all giants, but this one means it gains Drunkard, so you can choose to have it either Vanguard, so sober Vanguard and light troops, which is nice. Or to be +1 strength and AP on the charge. Uprooted.
Cool.
You right?
Yeah, I just think that was cool. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Has some options for Uprooted Tree, Beer Barrel, or Giant Club. Giant Club is just your standard +1 strength and AP. The Beer Barrel gives you a shooting option and looted booze, so you would then have the option of changing through that. Uprooted Tree.
It loses looted booze after it's thrown it because it hasn't got the booze anymore.
Sure. Okay. So you can either use it as it's an either or thing. I'll try.
It gains it from having the beer barrel, and then once he's thrown it, he can't change anymore. He's either sober for the rest of the game, or he's already drank it. It'd be cool if the strength of the beer barrel was less if the barrel was empty.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And the Uproot Tree is one I like. Is my favourite thing. Automatic hits, which for a rage invested giant is very, very useful. Strength 5 AP Nor is your comeuppance for that, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you know you don't need it, then you pick your targets properly. And
Big Brother option gives you an extra HP, a bigger base size, and your maximised stomp attacks, which mean you roll 2 dice and get the best from it.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't got Uprooted Tree, then maximise stomps are the other way you're going to guarantee causing damage. So all good.
But
what a book!
Ends us with the Beast Herds. Quick reference sheet at the bottom of the army book, but we'll go back to the top. Because this is showing you the Beast Herds. We hope you enjoyed. It was only a quick little, it's a quick, a good 45 minutes.
I think that was longer than we thought, either of us, really. But I quite enjoyed going through that, so hopefully we'll enjoy the same with the other books.
Absolutely. It's nice for us to go through it, selfishly, so that we know what it does, but also to see where we're at now. Let us know if you found that helpful. Like I said, some of the questions throughout Centaurs, what you think is good from the book, whether you think Minotaurs having frenzy is really bad, as I know some people do, etc., etc.
And the 2 raiding chariots, how have you done with those?
Absolutely, I'd be very interested to know. And anything else that I'm sure we've forgotten.
Oh yeah, there'll be tons in there that we've got wrong, synergy-wise, things we've not spotted, etc. But that's what we need the comments for, so bring it in.
Absolutely. We'll do this for as many armies as we can, but we'll aim for all of them. And
early days.
We'll see you in the next one.
Kapow.
See you later.